Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Starblast Studios coming here with a brand new figure review. And today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at one of the most controversial figures that has ever come out from Demoniacal Fit, that being the Demoniacal Fit Mightiest Warrior, aka their own version of a 2.0 Ultimate Gohan. So, here we are, and there it is. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the packaging. So we do have the event-exclusive type of style that we have with the Ultimate Gohan figure. Let me start with Demoniacal Fit, how they kind of copy the event-exclusive type of style. We got the stuff on the back, you got the stuff on the top, and I'm pretty sure I've shown you off all the angle. You know exactly what's coming in this box. So we'll just throw that off to the side. And here we are, finally, with the Ultimate Gohan figure, which I'm just going to call it Ultimate Gohan because we all know it's Gohan. We're not going to call it Mightiest Warrior around here. Let's all be real. It's Gohan. It is the man. It is Prime when he was in the Buu Saga. Or actually, that's up for debate because some people do prefer Gohan when he's in the purple outfit. But anyways, let's get into this. So I'm not going to waste any time on the actual stuff that's controversial about this figure. I mean, I'm sure you guys already know about the faces that come with it. So let's just get into the accessories real quick with the actual figure. So here we are with the faces. The best face on this one, we're going to go from the best faces to where I think you get to the not so best face. So this face right here, okay, I completely did not go over the first face on the Ultimate Gohan. I feel they did a pretty good job on it, I gotta say, but I feel like it's sort of, he looks a little bit too plain, I would say. He doesn't look quite as much like Gohan. I mean, it still looks like Gohan, but, you know, it doesn't look as much like Gohan as the other face. And that is the smirking face, which I was just about to go over. This smirking face, when you actually put this on Gohan, this face is amazing. I think this is absolutely the best face out of all of the actual faces that come on this Gohan. You put the face on the actual figure, which, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now. You go ahead and put the face, when you go ahead and put this face on, like, it's absolutely amazing just how cool the actual figure looks with the actual face. It looks like, okay, this is the part where this figure is amazing. Look at that expression. That is definitely Ultimate Gohan. This tackles into that one line that Gohan had where he went up to Buu, is like, fight you? No, I want to kill you. That sort of thing with Gohan. I mean, I really, really like this face so much on this figure. This is definitely the face that they nailed the absolute best out of all of the other faces on this figure. But, you know, every single good thing has a couple of bad things, and that really comes with the other faces. So let me get this the other face right out. So the next face that we have right here is the teeth gritted face. Now, the best way that I can sum up how this face looks, it almost looks like that one moment when you're taking a family photo and then the light is way too bright and makes you sort of like squint at the person, at the cameraman, because and trying to keep your eyes open because the light is so bright. You're just trying to keep them open, but you want to close them because, my God. And then finally they take the photo and then they close your eyes, but you end up looking like this in the actual family photo. Has that ever happened to you? Anyone? No one in the crowd. Okay. So then we have this other face, which can be the screaming face. Now I gotta say, this looks like one of two things. This could be a face where someone is trying to hold back a sneeze and then they end up going and sneezing. Or it's the face where people are going and they wake up in the morning and they're just yawning kind of face. Hey Gohan, it's time to train! Wait, what? That's what this thing looks like. But okay, all jokes aside, like when it comes down to this face, it's really one of the most controversial things about this thing. And you know what, I'm actually going to put this on as well just so we can go ahead and talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, one of the things about this face that a lot of people have been having problems with is that the face, to a lot of people, like when we first had the actual images, the face just looked a little bit small. Now, if you guys have actually been watching the channel, I did actually talk about this Gohan when the actual promo images came out with my good friend, the Dubub. And this is where I do feel like the faces in general, like, they don't look as No, no, okay, I was about to say they don't look as bad in hit. No, they look exactly how they initially were in the actual like promo images. So really, you can't fault you can't what you're seeing in the promo images. In case you guys are curious, is kind of actually what you get. From some angles, though, I will say that the face actually does work. Like, you look at it from the side, it's like, okay, this looks great. And then you look at it from the front, like, what the heck kind of a face is that? And then you look at it from the top. Okay, no, the bottom. You know what? I will say from the bottom, if you're sort of getting for that one expression, where you like, I guess, pose or something. Gohan's like trying to power up to actually, go and do something. Like, having that angle, I feel like actually works. It's just that dead on angle of his face. Like, my God, the face has some problems, which is unfortunate, but that is absolutely the case with the actual face. And another thing I want to go over before we go over the other faces, which comes on the figure, is this new front bang. Now, when it comes down to this, I really like that they included this with the actual Gohan. They really didn't have to, but man, this essentially gets you Ultimate Gohan from Super. I need to take this face off. It's way too distracting. But yeah, you pretty much get like the type of Gohan that you essentially like have from Dragon Ball Super. If I can pick up this face, and because you know how in Dragon Ball Super, how when he wasn't Ultimate Gohan, he didn't have the bang, and then when he was Ultimate Gohan, he transformed and then appeared the bang. It's like, oh yeah, I have a bang. I'm so powerful now. That's how it was. And then for the other accessories, what I really love that we get is a Super Saiyan head, and I'm absolutely I love that they included the Super Saiyan head. I think that they nailed the colors down on the actual head really, really well. Definitely one of the coolest things about this. Although one thing that I've been seeing a lot of people complain about is the fact that there's really not a lot of sculpting on the back, which I do agree it is a little bit underwhelming when you have all the figures and stuff, and you put that. But hey, you know what? It ain't that big of a problem, because I know definitely for starters I'm not going to be posing my Gohan looking at the wall so you can actually see this. He's going to be facing towards the front, and that's really where all the sculpting matters. So that's totally going to be fine. And for the last face that actually comes with the figure is the same exact type of screaming face, but for Super Saiyan. I feel like it actually looks a little bit better on Super Saiyan, but it's the same exact kind of problems that it is on the other ones. It's just, for no specific reason, it looks a little bit, you know what, maybe I take that back. It looks exactly the same as on the Super Saiyan. I'm trying to find some positives with these faces, but overall, if you're able to get away from the actual issues with the faces, I do definitely think that you will be having yourself a lot of fun with this figure. Now, it is really with those faces that I think that a lot of the controversies come from, and where I do think that a lot of the faces that comes with the Gohan are really like in a sense like really funny and really memeable. I don't think they're too bad. Like I don't like them, but I really just don't hate them either, if that makes sense. Like I think they work for certain. If you really look at it, they work for certain aspects. Especially if you're doing some sort of stop motion with them, they can work if you do them right. But you're not gonna. In terms of posability, I really don't think you're gonna be putting the Gohan on the shelf with any of those faces. So there's a lot of drawbacks to it. And yeah, that's really what it is about the Ultimate Gohan. So for some comparison, we'll put the Gohan right over here, and I'll make sure to actually put the bang on, put the hairpiece on there with some movie magic. So yeah, Gohan's already all ready. He knows exactly what's up. And for its comparison, here he is next to the old Ultimate Gohan. And yeah, so I think basically based off of this comparison, when you're looking at the old Ultimate Gohan, in terms of the smirking face, at least, like the Demoniacal Fit one, I think looks leagues better than this one. This one, when it first came out, I remember it was around the time when I first collecting SH figure arts. So I really do dig how this figure was, like especially, like for how much I've used it. It was a fun figure to animate with, especially with distortion and stuff of that nature. But I think the figure at least has served its time. Now, where I will say that to personal preference, to people that prefer this, I absolutely don't hate it. But when you compare it to this old Gohan, because we're really the only comparison that we're gonna be like is really gonna be necessary is not even the body, because the Demonical Fit beats it in terms of the body. You know, it's the 2.0 body, and it also beat in terms of the hairs. Okay, Demonical Fit, where it has the issues with the faces. I just dropped one. Yeah, absolutely. These faces are not the best in the world. At least when it comes down to these faces, with the two faces that you get, you're not dealing with that overly big forehead syndrome that this one, that the old Ultimate Gohan is dealing with. Now, granted, this isn't like, there is the event exclusive Ultimate Gohan that did release like last year, I think. Yeah, it was released last year, and you know, it does, to the credit, it does look, I think, a little bit better than this. But you know, because of the fact that it's a repaint, it still has the forehead syndrome that this one deals with. So really, I think, like, as when it comes down to it, this Demonical Fit Ultimate Gohan, where it does have its flaws, I think when compared to the other ones, it still overall outweighs the other ones by a lot, especially just due to the fact that we know when you're not necessarily looking at the faces, when you look at the rest of the figure, however, just like the 2.0 body that you actually get for the Gohan, it actually works. And for some other comparisons, I guess we might as well like bring in some other figures right over here and just move this Gohan back. Here we have Frieza, who's just like kind of chilling over here. He's like trying to figure out whether or not I like this thing, which I do, but you know, it's still a strange, it still has its problems. Let's be real. Okay, those faces, yeah, they do have their problems. They have a lot of those actual issues regarding the figures, and you know, but it's still, I still think it's worth getting. And here is the not the Demonical Fit, the Saiyan raised on Earth Goku, you know, Gohan right next to his dad. And yeah, I think that, you know, he scales pretty much perfect for the actual figure arts line. Definitely does a good job right there. So to get into more of the actual accessories that I didn't actually go over a little bit ago, he also comes with some Kamehameha type hands, and he comes with some, if I can just find the other one, where the heck did it go? Some two martial arts type hands, which, you know, is the standard for the figure arts figure. And then we also come, does he not come with open palm type hands? I could have sworn he did, and I guess he doesn't. I really thought he did, but no open palm hands, which ain't a deal breaker at all by any means. But the other hand, final hand that he comes with is a thumbs up pointing hand, and this is obviously for the pose for Gohan, which I'm just gonna put the hand on right now. It's obviously for the pose for Gohan in the Buu saga. You know, he's coming in. He comes into the scene, and he already knows that he's the guy who's ready to go ahead and deal with it. The man who's just incredibly confident and cocky. He's like, he comes into the scene. He looks at Super Buu, is just like, yeah, bro, I'm the best. I can take you down easily. I'm gonna kill you. Stuff like that. I'm glad that they included that hand for this. It would have been, I feel like they would have gotten away with not doing it, but you know, now looking at it, like, how did the original? Oh, I'm stupid. He does come with open palm type hands. They're just right over here in the front. I had him right over here. Yeah, he does come with some open palm type hands with the actual figure. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tripping with this figure, but yeah, definitely I think that they did a very good job with the hands and accessories, at least for the most part. So for the overall everything else with this Gohan, let's look at the general stuff when it comes to, you get this figure out of the box. When they handle the detail, I think that they absolutely replicated the 2.0 the 2.0 Super Saiyan 3 Goku really, really well. But I think, you know, I might as well take that out right now. They definitely did make this one a little bit darker. Wait, actually, that might be just due to the fact that they were copying the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Yeah. They were pretty much copying the colors for the Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and then they just gave it a different belt. And yeah, I think this one, the shoes on this is a little bit darker, but overall the colors, they're exactly the same overall. Now, one issue I did notice a bunch that actually this comes on a lot of other figure reviewers, is that these floaty type areas right here, right below the waist, are actually a different kind of colored orange that is different from the rest of the other figures. Sorry, different from the rest of the other actual body that this Gohan is on, and I feel like it's a little bit noticeable, but it's not really annoying. It's just, you take the figure out of the box and it's there, and it's just like, man, really? Did that really have to make that a different color? They could have make it the same plastic. I don't know, but yeah, it sort of gives it away. Like, maybe this ain't really on a completely authentic figure. When you just take it out of the box, you look at it, oh yeah, it has that sort of, it's sort of the indication of like, okay, this ain't a fish. But wait a sec. Wait a second. Why is it from the back? They're all the same, but from the front, they're a darker. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so basically, here's what I think is going on. You look at the figure from the back. Now, all the colors are the same, but from the front, the reason why the areas right here is darker is because they actually applied some shading to the pants. They went in there, they gave the pants some shading, and I think that they were just sort of trying to go for the same shading that they have right here on the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. But obviously, when it came down to those floating areas, I feel like they came around with a pretty noticeable flaw, which is a little bit unfortunate. Not a deal breaker by any means, but yeah, it is something that is there. But yeah, for the articulation of the figure, he actually will take the head off of this right now. He does have this very similar to a Figure Arts joint, but it's not necessarily the same. And, oh, well, actually, hold on. One more thing before I go over the articulation. I do apologize, and I feel stupid for taking off the head because, okay, never mind. It went directly back on. One of the things that did really disappoint me when it came to this Ultimate Gohan, though, is that when you look at the actual faces, the back of the face has a completely different tab in the actual back of the face than it does for a lot of the other Figure Arts figures. Now, here's like the Saiyan Rays on Earth Goku. He has like these two sort of tabs that just go in, and it's just really disappointing to me because it's just like, it seems really pointless for them to go and do something like this. I mean, I get with the way that they actually sculpted the face that they had to implement a new mechanism to actually go and put onto the back of the face, so he actually has the room and stuff. But I feel like it would have been cool if they made the tabs the same so that it can actually go and tab into some other types of figures. I feel like that would have been cool, but it is what it is. I was actually really looking forward to be able to go and get the Gohan and put the faces on some other hair pieces, but it's a shame, because you're not going to be able to do that with that kind of tab being able to be put in there. So I was a little bit upset, but it has nothing to do with the overall figure overall. It's just some play factor that I wanted to do that just ended up not being able to happen at the end of the day, which is unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, let me get back to the articulation. The head does look up, it looks down, looks left and right. You get into the arms, the neck right here just seems to always come a little bit out to the side for whatever reason whenever it gets messed with. So for the arms, it does go out fairly well. It is a little bit loose right here, but it's really not annoying. You can sort of position it a little bit. It's not really tight, but it's a little bit loose, but not too loose to the point where it's overly annoying. So the arms do a full 360. There's an upper arm swivel right there, double jointed elbows, which these elbows feel a little bit weird, but they are actually functional. The wrists do have the swivel right there, and they the typical Figure Arts figure kinds of stuff. Now for the arm, I think on this end, you can hear that squeaking. Yeah, it's a little bit tight on the arms. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break though, but it is a little bit there. How not all the joints are completely clean, but they did. I feel like for third party company, they did do a fairly decent job. The upper ab crunch, it does move up, so Gohan can go like back and forward this much, just about like that. He does have a waist swivel right there. The legs can kick forward this far. It can move backward that much. They can go out to the side fairly well. Can almost do the splits. That's pretty much the same articulation as the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Now for this one, this is where I feel like the joints are a little bit tight. They did make the thigh swivel on there really, really tight. It's not even squeaking, but it feels like I'm gonna take if you use a thigh swivel on there a little bit too harshly, that it's gonna come off, and that's just a little bit of a shame, but you know, it's not a deal breaker by any means. I feel like the articulation is still functional at the end of the day. He does have double jointed knees, and he does, okay, for the feet, it moves down, up, has a little bit of an ankle pivot, and has some toe articulation. And this is functional on both of them. Now, I have seen from other reviewers that some people had issues with the toe, and it just kind of came off on their copy. I don't have that issue on mine, but it is something to be wary to check to make sure it is not the case on your Ultimate Gohan. But I'd say overall, with the quality of this Gohan after having it, and, you know, messing around with it, I definitely got a really good solid copy of the Ultimate Gohan, you know, from Anime Store. Definitely think that that this Gohan is a fantastic figure from Demoniacal Fit. I really do enjoy how this figure came out. It's just you obviously do have those disappointing factors that is involving the other faces, but if you can get past those issues, I think you're definitely looking at a really solid figure from a third-party company that you wouldn't want to miss. Now, granted, you know, with the way that Tamashii Nations as of late has been copying a lot of Demoniacal Fit's figures, we know with the Guinea Force, you can probably expect them to release their own SH Figure Arts Ultimate Gohan sometime next year, which will probably be in June or July or one of those months, something like that. Just because of the fact that, you know, it'd be all they'd really have to do if they want to make a 2.0 Ultimate Gohan is just go ahead and put their own head on the body, just like what they do with this one. But yeah, guys, overall, I think that's really just about it with the Gohan. Yeah, there's not really any issues that I have with it. You know, it does feel like a bootleg, but I will say something I am looking forward to. Okay, the fists actually, they are harder to get out than any of the other actual hands that come on the figure itself. But all of the other hands, what I am impressed with is that they all just go in there quickly and easily. It's just harder to do it on camera, like when I'm putting it over the camera. Yeah, you can get the Gohan into any pose of which you want. You can almost treat it exactly like an SH Figure Arts, but you know, just be wary. You know, even though you can treat it as good as you, almost like exactly like a Figure Arts figure, it does still run into those issues that you do with a lot of the you know, with just the fact that it's a Demoniacal Fit, like, third-party release. So do be a little bit wary. You can have fun with the figure, but, you know, absolutely, like, just be careful with the joints is what I'm saying. Like, don't go overly past the limit, because it is, at the end of the day, not an official release. So anyway, guys, that's about it for the actual Gohan figure. I really hope you guys enjoyed the review. And once again, guys, if you do want to go ahead and pick this figure up, go ahead and do so at Anime Store. A link to where you guys can get one of these is in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will hope to see you guys in the comment section down below. Until then.